Hey, this is Golfer Pete here, and I just wanted to give you a little insight from a seminar that I went to. I think it can be applied in everything we do. There was a gentleman, Jeff, what is your name? Jeff Henderson. Yeah, Jeff. He was really good. It was at North Star. It was a leaders conference, and this gentleman had uh, marketing experience. I think Buckhead Church. He 15 years there, Atlanta Braves, Chick-fil-A, just a number of places. So he obviously knows his stuff. But I tell you, it's probably one of the better seminars I've ever been to. And the person that told me about it, Martina, said somebody said he's the top 20 speakers to have, and I would validate that. Absolutely fantastic. But let me just give you a couple things I think it might help you out there in your business that are pertinent to really what's happening in society. You know, I hear it all the time, bots and AI and cold leads and converting this and funnels. I mean, it makes your head spin, really. I mean, there's so many choices out there for business owners. Everybody's trying to do everything, and they're not doing it very well. But here's where Jeff really hit the mark. He talked about vision carriers, and he talked about the word for. You're for your team, you're for your community, you're for your customer, for yourself. And so if you're doing all those things, you will get vision carriers. But if you're not purpose driven, let's just say that's a different subject. But if you're not building the community by servicing them, if your team members on your team or your company is not being treated right, then they're not treating your customers right. And then if your customer is not your focus, not you, but your customer, then they're not going to be carrying your message. He used an example of, what if I gave you $50,000 or I gave you 50 people that could say good things about you? Which one would you talk? Which one would you pick? Well, of course, he's saying word of mouth, but being intentional of how you create it, because in today's society, with all the digital noise, the attention spans going down, it's hard to get people's attention. But when something hits you right here, i.e. Harley Davidson, you look at the Harley Davidson brand, these people get tattoos with Harley Davidson on. If somebody's going to put something on your body, that it has to impact them. So you look at brands that really people talk about. That's what you want for your company. You want people saying the kind of message like what you're about. What do you do and what are you for? Not trying to do all things to all people. That never works. Simple messages work. Now, with us here, marketing happiness. Now, what does that mean? Well, marketing happiness in general is happiness. But in today's world, we always hear 50% of marketing works, 50% doesn't. You got to try a bunch of things until you find out what works. Now, that makes sense, but everybody is trying everything, and they're not really focusing on relationships and authentic relationships and really building that community, your team. It's all about relationships, even though we got all this stuff out here that's automating this. And believe me, systems and processes work. You can't scale your business if you don't have them. But if you're just depending on all this technology to do everything and you've lost touch with the person, your customer, how does that person talk about you in the marketplace? If you're going to be a vision carrier, then you're basically have to have the kind of message that people would want to share with their friends, because nobody's going to share you if you're not a good message. So you want to take care of it. Look at Chick-fil-A, my pleasure. Look at the way they're growing. I mean, there's so many people that come out of Chick-fil-A and are leaders in the marketplace because of the fundamentals they learned at Chick-fil-A. And is a good example of Jeff Henderson. What he learned in his time at Chick-fil-A and others is put himself in a position where he's an impactful speaker. He has a simple message. I come home, I think, okay, for the customer, for the team, for the community. And actually, you're in there just because you're wanting to be good to your customer. But you look at vision carrier, everybody says, well, positive word of mouth. Well, that's good. How are you doing it? What are you doing that people would want to be talking about you? Look at Apple. I mean, people can't say enough. And look what Steve Jobs created. And remember when he came back, they had like 50 products and he cut it down to a few, and he did those few very well. So when you look at your business, don't chase everything. Just be very focused and be repetitive. Do the same things well over time, over and over and over again. And make sure if somebody meets you and you share what you do, that they're not just confused and go, well, I wonder what he does. Be simple. What do you do? And who do you serve? And so make it so people can remember that, because we get, I think it's 60,000 marketing messages a day. Do you think this brain is capable of processing all that information? No. And the digital kind of transformation that's happening is confusing people like us, senior citizens. So keeping things simple and making sure that you're not overcomplicating your message to the marketplace. And look at Chick-fil-A. My pleasure. Everybody knows that saying that have been to Chick-fil-A, how they focus entirely everything on the customer experience. So hope this has been very helpful. I'm going to put in the show notes. Jeff has a book. Let me think. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. Jeff, give him a good shout out for. This is a must read. I'll be plowing through it over the next couple of days. But I took like 4 pages of notes. The guy just rocked it at North Star today. So sum it up. Be for your customers, be for your community, be for your team, and make sure that you're communicating the right message out there. And you'll have vision carriers, people that can't say enough about you. Hope this was helpful. This is Golfer Pete bringing you the message today. Have a wonderful day.